Hey guys, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Being Mummy. Super excited to have you guys joining us. Remember, this is the home, the place where we talk all things motherhood. We want to walk with you through your parenting journey and through, the different seasons of life that we go through while we are raising our kids. On today's show, we shed light to moms who have had experiences of preterm births. But before we delve much into this topic, let's expound more on what a preterm birth is. What it is that preterm baby and preterm labor. First, preterm birth occurs before the 37th week. So usually you're given, when you find out you're pregnant, the first steps to visiting your doctor or counting your last menstrual period is finding out how far along are you, and usually the gestational period is around 40 weeks. Secondly, what is considered a preterm birth is one born alive, as we've said before, 37 weeks. And pretty much the explanation of this is that you have early labor that comes about way before your expected date of delivery, and thereafter your baby comes before your 40th week. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, and our guest today, Gloria Pamba, will be sharing her story, and she'll be able to shed more light on this conversation, and most importantly, celebrate these special children in our society, because they do grow up to be fantastic human beings. I mean, preterm birth is not a disease, it's not a dysfunction. Your child still ends up growing normally, and this is what we want to hear from Gloria Pamba. Karibu sana to the show today.
Asante.
Super excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so we're always so excited to hear mother stories, because I feel like we go through so many different experiences, and one story is not the same as the other. And so it's just a pleasure having to hear what your experience has been like. So you're a mother of two. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I have two kids.
Yes.
A son and a daughter. My firstborn is 4 years old.
Yeah.
4 years, 8 months. And the secondborn is 1 year, 2 months.
1 year, 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Those are grown-up children.
Yeah.
How has that experience been? 4 years and 1 year. Is it crazy? Are you enjoying it?
Actually, each child comes differently.
Yes.
And each time you have a baby, it's like it's the first time you're having one.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the experiences have been different in their own way.
Yeah, in their own way.
Yeah.
And just, maybe to be more specific, when you say they've been different in their own way, and even focusing on the topic of the today, because we're talking about preterm labor, is it that, preterm birth? So was your firstborn the baby who came earlier? Was it the second one? Maybe you can tell us about that.
Okay, my firstborn, I had him after 42 weeks.
After 42 weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So he went through
Yeah.
the entire
Actually, I think
period.
it clocked
In fact, that's
42 weeks.
Yeah,
exactly.
in fact, even that's when the doctors are like, hey, amechelewa kidogo.
Yeah.
So that was past your expected date of delivery?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in fact, him, I had been scheduled for a CS. I had been told by Saturday morning, if the baby won't have come, you'll have a CS.
Yes.
Yeah. So by good luck, he came that
Yeah.
morning that I was supposed to go.
Oh, the morning you were supposed to go for surgery?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he came. Yeah, actually, the labor started.
Okay.
Yeah. So I labored for 2 days.
Wow.
Then he
That
came.
is 48 hours.
Yeah.
What? That is crazy. Was it active labor throughout?
Okay,
Or
in
did
the
it-
beginning it was not active.
Yeah.
Then after around 20 hours, it's when it became active. Yeah.
Wow. You must have been. And then you still ended up pushing?
Yeah, I did.
Were you tired?
I was very tired.
Yeah.
The baby was very tired.
Yes.
But I thank God.
Yeah.
Everything came out well. Yeah.
And usually it's interesting, because other stories of mothers that I've had, whenever the labor is prolonged, they immediately start to take you into surgery, CS, and but for you, your doctor didn't recommend that?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
The last minute, it's when he had said, you are not dilating.
Yeah.
So we'll take you in for it. But then he started coming.
Oh, hey, this boy was hearing, he was hearing the doctor and saying, by the apana, nakuja. Stop, my mother is not going into
being
surgery.
Forced to come out.
It's like he's not coming out, and then when he hears the doctor saying we're going to CS, he starts coming out.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Do you see, sometimes I feel like the character of the child even starts when they're in the womb. Do you see that character that you saw then now when he's growing up?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Actually, I normally feel he didn't want me to go through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he had mercy on me.
Oh, it's like the protection already started. I hear boys have that protection towards their mothers. So it's just like, no one is touching my mother.
Exactly.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so you had your firstborn child, and then and he went up to 42 weeks.
Yeah.
Then you got pregnant again, obviously.
Yeah.
And you were happy about that. So maybe take us, I'm assuming that this is a baby who came earlier.
Yeah.
So maybe you can take us through that. So how did you find out your expected date of delivery? Did you count your last menstrual period, or did you go to the doctor for him to count the gestational age of the child?
Okay. So the second pregnancy, it was during my son's birthday in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, your son highlights in everything. Okay.
Okay, a day prior to the birthday, my in-law called me and told me, I had a dream, you had a very beautiful baby girl, and she was so brown.
Oh, wow.
And as you can see, I'm dark.
Yeah, so you were just like...
So I was like, what? Then I realized, my periods have not come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went, bought the kit. So on his birthday, 2nd November,
yes,
I took the test.
All right.
And it was positive.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I found out I was pregnant.
Expecting your second child. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you, then now what was your next steps to find out how far along you are at that point, when the baby would come?
So normally we are told how to calculate those dates. Yes. So I was like, when was my last period?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you calculate, just for the sake of moms who might not know, how do you calculate? You count from the first day of your last menstrual cycle, right?
Yeah, the last day.
Okay.
The first
day of your last menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what I did. So the next thing I did, I went to the doctor. I wanted to start my antenatal clinic. Yeah.
Yes.
My mother-in-law is a midwife.
Oh, wow.
She's normally so strict.
Yeah, she's serious about those things.
Yeah.
But you're lucky to have a mom-in-law as a midwife. That's amazing.
Yeah. So immediately I told her, she told me, you need to go and see the doctor first. Yeah. So it was in November. We had so many activities. I'm a teacher. Yes. So that time we were nearing closing.
Okay. So it's exam period.
Yeah. So I went through the period very well. Then in December we had some activities in school, so I didn't manage to go. So in December towards the end, I called her again. She told me, okay, I'm taking you myself. So the first clinic, I went with her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's when they calculated for me. Now, I was supposed to have my baby in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the date you were given.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during the first months, it was not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. During my first pregnancy, I had the morning sickness. It was not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
bad. Yeah. The nausea, headaches a bit. But this one was too much.
Yeah, it was more extreme. Because now you had the last one to compare to.
Yeah.
So it was more nausea or more severe nausea, or how did it look like?
Actually, I could vomit so much until I could even vomit blood.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Anything that I could smell was irritating. So there is nothing that I could hold in my tummy during the first months.
So even people's perfume, food.
Actually, everyone in the house had to change.
Yeah.
The only the only oil I could use was baby oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone had to change the lotion to the baby, Carson's baby. That was the only friendly.
Yeah, the one that you could stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a very tough time the first months, but I was positive that at least now I have another child.
Yes, and you just knew this is the usual
Pregnancy symptoms.
Pregnancy symptoms that one goes through during the first trimester.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pregnancy progressed. Did you have any complications during your pregnancy?
No, I didn't have any complications. So after I went for my first checkup, everything was okay. So I was just told to go home, take the folic, those supplements that we normally take when you're expecting. You're given some supplements to help you boost your blood, the baby's growth, like the folic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was given those supplements, so I had to start taking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started with those supplements. So in January, I went back. Now, during the December antenatal clinic, I visited it while I was at home.
Okay.
So I came back to Nairobi when we opened school. I had the second antenatal visit. Yeah. So during that visit, it was noted I had proteins in my urine.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was serious, so I was just given some drugs. I was told take a lot of water.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I just continued with my duties. I was taking water, I was having my meals. Where we were going, where I was teaching, there was some distance where we had to walk. So I took that as my exercises. So I used to walk that distance.
Okay.
So I thought I'm having enough exercises during that time. So everything was just okay, apart from the morning sickness, which was very severe.
So it continued on along into your second trimester?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it throughout your entire pregnancy, or it just extended longer than usual?
Okay, when I was getting to my third trimester, it's when at least it started subsiding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the protein, just to hear back, you said that you had protein in your urine.
Yeah.
Was this a sign of something that the doctors probably didn't recognize?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it was overlooked, according to me, because had I been told, okay, this is something that is serious to a pregnant and expecting mom, maybe I could have been more cautious.
Yes.
Because now, after the second antenatal visit, I was told, Mama, you are coming too much to the clinic. That's what the nurse told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me, this book, normally we have a book.
Yeah.
So I was told, you see these spaces, these are the visits. So at this rate of which you are coming, these spaces will be filled before you get to 9 months. So she told me, you can be coming after 2 months, after 1 month. So the third time I went to the clinic, I was not feeling well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was something that was taking you to the doctors more often than usual.
Yeah.
Which was
so
what
exactly? I was not feeling well. I was vomiting. I had headache. I was losing my breath. So I really didn't know what the problem is. So I decided to visit the doctor.
Yeah.
So when I went there, they checked everything. They told me, Mom, you are fine. We really don't know what it is, but everything shows that you are fine.
Okay.
But I can remember I didn't do a urine test that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just given some drugs. Then I was told, just go home and have some rest. Yeah. Okay. So I went home, had my rest as I was told.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next visit, I wanted to know how the baby is doing. So I decided again now, I'm going to see the doctor. I wanted to see a gyna. So that day when I went to see the gyna, I took so long on the queue. It was a private hospital, yes, but the queue was too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took too long on the queue. The gyna left.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And
so
I know
didn't
those
see.
visits can take so long.
Yeah.
So even for him to leave you after being tired, your back is aching.
Exactly. So I was like, now why was I even coming here?
Yeah.
I was so tired. I was so frustrated. I went, the nurse checked me. She told me, Mom, you are fine. You can go home. Then I told her, no, I want to have a scan.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went. She told me, okay, I can write for you. You go. I can just refer you to the sonographer. So I went. Going to the sonographer, he told me, your baby is at breech. Yeah. So meaning the baby is lying. The baby is not lying in the right position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what does the baby lying at breech mean? What direction was he facing?
The lower.
She facing.
Yeah.
So she was
It's
ready.
like she's sitting.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, mostly the baby is supposed to be head down.
Okay.
Yeah. So during that
So she was head up.
Yeah.
And her legs are down.
Yeah.
And this was how many weeks were you at this point?
I was around 25 weeks.
Oh, 25 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So when he told me that, I asked him, okay, what can I do? Then he told me it's still too early, the baby will turn.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
25 weeks is actually still early.
Yeah.
That's about 6 months. Yeah.
So I went back home. I continued with my duties as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time, I was fuzzy. I could just get irritated.
Yeah.
It was so hard. Breathing was so hard. Yeah. So I thought everything was going on well. I could feel the baby move. So
Yeah, so
everything was just fine. Basically, to me, it was just fine.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when you go to hospital and you're told
You're
there's no
okay.
problem.
Yeah.
You just feel, yeah, everything is okay. Yeah.
Okay. So at this point you're at 6 months, you feel like everything was okay. So and this was 25 weeks.
Yeah.
So at what point then did you realize things were actually not okay? And how did that story turn around to, to now having a premature child come in?
Okay. So during the April holiday, I went up country. Yeah. So when I came back, we were opening our schools. So that time I was so tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told my director, I want to quit. I'm so tired, I want to quit.
Yeah.
Everything is just irritating me. I come in the morning. The morning is when the nausea is there. You're
Yes.
supposed to start your classes. So I thought I'm really wasting this kid. So I told my director I want to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to rest. So she told me, no, July is quite far.
Yeah.
So what you can do, you just be coming the time which you can. You can have another teacher working in the morning for you.
Yes, yeah.
Then when you come, you can continue.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
feel, oh wow, we thank God for such
We thank
such
God for
employers,
such, yeah.
because then she understands your situation.
Yeah. So that was in May. So during the first week, everything looked okay. I was so busy because now the schools now had just opened.
Yeah.
And that time I was the head teacher. So I was so busy running up and down. So I didn't notice that my legs had started swelling. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I noted the second week, I noted that my legs were so swollen, I could not wear shoes
At all.
at all.
Okay.
So I had to look for open shoes first. Then I took a photo and sent to my director. I told her, these legs, I think I need to go for a checkup.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on Monday. So she told me, tomorrow, please go and visit the hospital. So I did. So on Tuesday morning, I went to the hospital. As usual, the queue was too long.
And the swelling, were you struggling to walk?
I was not struggling to
Okay,
walk,
it was
but
just
it was swollen.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went there, the nurse just looked at me when it was my turn. She just looked at me and told me, Mom, you're so swollen. Let me take your pressure first.
Of course, that's why I've come. I'm swollen. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, so she took my pressure. Then she told me, your pressure is too high. Then I was like, how high? What has happened? You know, I was so used to the notion that you have pressure because someone is annoying you, because you're stressed.
Okay.
But I told her, but I'm fine. I don't
Yeah.
have any problem.
Yes.
She told me, no, it's not that you have any problem, but your pressure is high. Let me give you a drug first before you can continue with the procedure.
To now see the doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was supposed to see a gyna again.
Okay.
So I had gone to the hospital at around 9. I was there. Yeah. But by the time I was seeing the nurse, just for the first step, it was almost 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So the gyna normally lives around 1.
Oh, no.
The gyna.
Not again.
Yeah. So I saw the nurse. Then when she told me your pressure is high, I told her, okay, feel the baby. Please listen to her if everything is okay. Yeah. So she listened. She told me, can hear the heartbeat, but I want you to see the doctor. Yeah. So I told her it's okay, I'll see the doctor. But I want to have a scan. I don't know why I was always, I want to have a scan. I want to have a scan.
Because just to settle your mind and just be sure that everything is okay.
And Makiu, the first pregnancy, I only had 1 scan.
Oh, wow.
I was not obsessed with scans.
Yeah.
But this one, I want a scan. Each time I go to hospital, I want a scan. I want to see how the baby is doing.
Yeah.
I think I had developed some fear. You know, during my first pregnancy, at birth, the baby had refused to come. First, the way I struggled, I was told, you know, this baby is going to die.
Oh, yeah, because of the length of
Yeah,
time.
the baby is tired. So you have to push. And I was told it's a big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time, I wanted to be cautious. Okay, is the baby big? How is the baby doing?
Yeah. So that you can be more prepared this time round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was scared. I think I was just scared of the whole pregnancy thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So after
now you asked for a scan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she referred me to the sonographer. Going there, the queue was so long.
Oh gosh.
Coming back, it's almost 4. I get there, the nurses have even left. So I'm left there. Okay, I've come with the report. Then she tells me even the gyna has left. What you're going to do, just go to the maternity section. There's a doctor there, will see you. Okay. So that time it's 4. I'm so hungry, I'm so tired, I'm frustrated because still I've been told the baby is not in the right position. Now she's transverse. So I'm so frustrated. My legs are swollen. I've not eaten anything. Going to the maternity, I'm seeing ladies now, they are in labor. So I even freaked out even more. Yeah. So I went there. I stayed there for like 2 hours. Okay. Almost 7, I saw a doctor. Wow. Yeah. She came. She told me, okay, I want to see you, but first I'm going to theater, so you'll have to wait.
Wow, doctors, are you hearing this story? Something needs to change.
So I was like, I've been here from morning. But you know, ma'am, this one is an emergency. We need to see her first. Just stay there. I'm coming for you. Yeah. So my husband called around 7. He was coming from work. I told him I'm still in the hospital. So he came. So when he came is when he started hurrying up, talking to the nurses. How can someone come here in the morning? Up to now you've not done anything. She's still in the same way. So when the nurses heard that, now they became concerned. So they looked for another doctor. The doctor came. So the doctor told me, I've looked at your report. Your scan shows everything is okay. But the test that we've done, it shows that you have proteins in your urine. I didn't understand what that was.
What does that mean?
Yeah. So she told me, and your pressure is high. So I'm going to give you some meds. Then you'll take them and you'll have to be checking your pressure. So I knew, okay, this is something that is normal. Pregnancy always has issues. So she didn't show me like there's
such a big problem.
She told me, according to me, I think you are developing preeclampsia. So do you know what that is? Of course, Google is my friend.
Yes.
Just
and sometimes Google can even scare you 10 times more. But,
So when I checked, I saw, okay, so this is serious.
Okay, so what did you find out preeclampsia
I found out that it's there's protein in blood and your blood pressure is high.
Okay.
So the placenta is not able to get enough blood.
Okay.
So when the placenta is not able to get enough blood, it means the baby is not getting enough food, and oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it can be, it's dangerous to yourself and to the baby, because even on your part, you'll not be able to, there are some organs that starts failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're retaining a lot of water. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I saw, okay, I called my director. I told her I won't be able to come back to school. I've been told to be on bed rest for a while. I rest fast, these legs are still swollen.
Yes.
So she told me, just elevate your legs, take the medicine, and then you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop you right there so that we come back and, you know, I mean, so far the story is, I mean, I'm glad that we've taken such a long journey on this story. I can see you went through so much, but we want to take just a short break so that we can come back and just continue on with your story, Gloria. Okay. So do not go away, guys. Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed that little break. We have been talking to Gloria Pamba, who has been sharing her story towards, you know, having her baby prematurely. And, you know, her story has been so interesting, so informative. So if you are just joining us, I hope you'll be able to stay with us as we continue just hearing what Gloria went through the journey. So far, I mean, you've been going to the doctor severally, and they've noted you have protein in your urine and high pressure. You've been given medication, and now you are still at the last time, right before the break, you were still at the doctor's. They had just given you medication to take and had not shown any you know, alarming, you know, signs.
Yeah.
From from the test that had been done.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I mean, moving forward, so you took you went home, you took the medication as prescribed by the doctor, and then what happened?
So I had been told I should take my tests, the pressure tests, after 2 days.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So did they give you something at home?
No, they just told me you should visit any pharmacy or any hospital, your pressure will be taken, or you'll just come back here.
Again, you're like, no, thanks.
So the pharmacy bit, I think I preferred the pharmacy bit.
Yes.
So what I did, my husband told me, now that was Tuesday. So Wednesday I was just indoors. I was so tired from the previous day, because by the time we got home, it was almost 11:30 p.m. So that Wednesday I was so tired. I just stayed, rested. So on Thursday, my husband told me, no, we should go and check the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told him, let's go to the pharmacy. Then he told me, no, I think we should just go to another hospital.
Okay.
So I stay in Thika Road. So I was told, he told me, let's go to Mata Hospital TRM branch.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went there. When we got there, the nurse just saw me and told me, Mom, come here, Dad. I came. Is she always swollen like this? Then he said, no. Then she just took my pressure. Then she told me, your pressure is very high. What are you doing about it? I told her I've been given these drugs.
Medication,
yeah. So she told me, I think you should see our gyna. Then I told her, when can I have the visit? Then she told me, what you're going to do, today you'll just take your drug, but tomorrow our gyna will be in. So make sure you come tomorrow. This is a serious case.
Yeah.
That is when I knew, okay, everything is not right. Yeah. So
because now she showed some
shocked,
urgency, like, how can you be swollen like this?
So she gave me a chart. She gave me a chart and told me, I'll be recording your pressure here.
Okay.
So we'll record it, but tomorrow make sure you come back.
All right.
Yeah. So the next day was Friday. I went back. She took my pressure again. She said, this pressure is too high. And funny enough, I got there late when the gyna had left.
Yeah. Oh. Wow, you had some
I
really,
don't-
these guys are running away from you.
I got there when the gyna had left.
Okay.
So the doctor whom I found in told me, I'm not a gyna, but I'm going to work with the gyna. Let me just call the gyna and explain to him
what he's seeing.
Yeah.
That's
so
nice.
the doctor called the gyna. Then the gyna told him I should do a scan. So this was the first place I'm going without asking for a scan.
Yeah, they actually recommended one, and you're like, hey, finally,
I
we're
thought
on the same page here.
Yeah, I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
So they did my scan. The sonographer, in fact, it was late, but the sonographer was called back.
Okay.
Just come back. There's a lady who is expectant, and it's an urgent thing.
Yeah.
So the sonographer came back, took the scan. Then he told me everything is fine. This pressure of yours has not reached the baby.
Okay.
I was relieved.
Yeah.
So I went back. I went to the doctor. The doctor told me the gyna said you should have some injections. Those injections are supposed to mature the baby's lungs. When this pressure is high like this, the baby can come anytime.
Okay.
We might be forced to get the baby out anytime.
Okay.
So I was like, what?
Yeah.
Anytime. So this is how serious it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and at this point, just for the sake of also, the people who are listening to your story, at this point, you're how many weeks along?
I'm 30 weeks.
You're 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I was almost going to 31. I was 30 weeks, almost going to 31. I was around 5 days. 30 weeks, 5 days there.
Okay.
Yeah. So the doctor told me, I'm going to give you the first jab now. Then tomorrow morning you'll have to come for the second one. We normally have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called dexamethasone or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it matures the baby's lungs.
Quicker.
Yeah, because we are told that the lungs normally start maturing at around 34, 35 weeks there. So when the baby is coming at 31 weeks, it means the lungs are not matured yet. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had the jabs. In the morning when I came back, the pressure was almost going to normal. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Because I think after I was told the scan is okay, the baby is in the right position, that day I was so happy.
The pressure is now going back to normal.
Yeah, I was so happy. So when my pressure was taken, it was going back to normal. The nurses were so happy. Then I was given the second jab. So they told me, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow was a Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went back on Sunday, I think I had been worked up so much that Sunday. I went back, the pressure is high.
Gone back up. Okay.
Yeah. So they told me, Mom, you'll have to see our gyna tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, you'll have to see our gyna.
Okay.
So on Monday, I went back to see the gyna. The gyna, when I got there around 4, the gyna was almost leaving. I don't know why I was always getting
finding them when they're out, literally out the door.
Yeah. So the gyna was called back to the room. Hey, he came and told me, Mom, your pressure is too high. Have you been told the risks of having that type of pressure? Then I told him, yes, I've been told the baby might be removed early. So I'm like, okay, if the baby comes out now, it was not that scary that, okay, how is it? I had never heard of such a thing.
Okay.
So the doctor told me, today I don't want you to sleep in your house. I want to have you admitted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dr. Wanaina, Mata Hospital, I think he's the first person who saved me. Yeah. Because the other ones were just brushing it off, take your medicine, just sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he admitted you because of the risk of the pressure being too high?
Yeah.
So was he admitting you to have the baby come,
No.
or he was admitting you just for observation?
He told me, I'm going to have you admitted. You'll have to go to the main branch. They'll try to normalize your pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll have some treatment, then you'll come back home.
Okay.
Yeah. So we left to the hospital around 10 in the evening. So by around 4 a.m. I had been admitted.
Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, during the admission period, they were doing so many tests. making the palpations, listening to the baby.
Yeah.
So at some point, the nurse came and really struggled to listen to the baby's heartbeat. She could not get the heartbeat.
Okay, okay.
So that time, it dawned on me, this is serious. I got so scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the time I accepted that I have a problem. Yeah. So by 4 a.m., I sent messages to my family members telling them, I've been admitted, please pray for me.
Yeah, and the baby
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
So my husband left. He was going back to work. He told me I'll come back in the morning.
Yeah.
So in the morning, the nurse comes in and tells me, Mom, the doctor said you should go for a scan. I told her, okay, I already did a scan on Friday.
Yeah.
This is just Monday. So she told me no. He says he wants another scan done.
Now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
The doctor is one in 15.
Yeah. So I told her, okay, fine. So she told me, let me take you to to have your ultrasound. So
okay.
yeah, so we went. So we were at the sonographer's place. He's checking, so happy. Everything is fine. Your pressure has not reached the baby, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden he's like, wait, there is something I've not seen. Then I'm like, what have you not seen? Then he's like, I can't see amniotic fluid. Then I'm like, where is it? Where is it going?
Yeah. What do you mean you can't see?
Can't see it. So he's like, don't worry. Don't worry, we'll just tell you what to do. Then I'm like, but the amniotic fluid is the one that prevents shock.
Yes.
On the baby, I think it's also
protected.
useful. Then it's like, yeah, it's useful, but the doctor will tell you what to do. So there I am. I go back to my room. I start Googling. What happens if you don't have amniotic fluid?
Yes. Google, man.
So I see there is a way which the amniotic fluid can
be
placed or something.
Yeah.
I didn't see anywhere that you can.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, what will they do? I lie there. After a few minutes, I see a group of doctors in my room. So they're like, everyone is just talking terms. I'm not even, my mind is so far.
Yeah, they're saying so many things that you're not understanding.
Yeah, so many things are happening.
But really, what were they saying?
So the last minute, the doctor tells me, Mom, did the sonographer tell you that we can't see amniotic fluid with you? Then I'm like, yes. So he tells me, so that means we're going to have an emergency cesarean section.
Right now?
Then I'm like, what? I'm 31 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that time, that Tuesday now, I was 31 weeks. So I'm like, I'm 31 weeks. See, I'm supposed to be 38 and above.
Yeah.
Then it's like, you know, the chances of that baby surviving in your womb they are so
Very
low.
slim. Okay.
Yeah. So what you're going to do, you're going to have the baby removed. The baby is safer outside than in your, because she's even losing weight.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, losing weight? Yes. The baby is not getting enough food. The baby is not, the amniotic fluid.
That's what the amniotic fluid does as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So maybe just so that we don't miss out on your story before time runs out. So you went into surgery, the baby came. So when the baby came, what did they do? Did they create an environment for your child to now continue growing? They put her in an incubator? What exactly happened?
So when I had my surgery, the baby was received by a pediatrician.
Okay.
Then she was taken to the nursery. I didn't get to see my baby.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So when I'm waking up from my anesthesia, there's no baby, so I'm asking the people,
where
is
they put
the baby?
you under completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking, where's the baby? Hey, your baby is beautiful. So I'm like, okay, but I want to see the baby.
Yeah.
Then I'm told the baby is in the nursery.
Yes.
Okay, can I go? No, you can't move. I could not even move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next day, I was allowed to go to the nursery. I went there. So in fact, that day, they brought for me a video showing how the baby was doing.
Oh, really? They
So I'm
took a
like,
video.
okay, it's a big baby. The baby is fine, yeah. Then when I went there, I was shocked. The baby was so tiny. I've never seen such a tiny baby.
Yeah.
And then she was on oxygen.
So
I'm
she
like,
had pipes everywhere.
yeah. So I'm in shock.
Yeah.
The baby is tiny. It's not the way I was seeing in my video.
Okay.
I get there, I see the pediatrician. That time I think they're called neonatologists.
Okay.
When the baby is too young.
Yes,
So the
yeah.
neonatologist is there, calls me, tells me, Mom, your baby is doing so well. Your baby is big. As you can see, the other babies. So I look around. I see babies in tubes.
Yeah.
I see masks on them. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening here? The alarms on the incubators. So the incubators, there are so many things connected there. So I had never seen such a thing.
Yeah, it was a
So
new
it was a
experience.
shock.
And what were you feeling?
I think it was mixed.
Feelings?
Yeah. You're happy, you're scared. I really don't know how I can
Yeah,
explain.
because, I mean,
you feel
seeing
so
your-
helpless.
Yeah.
At some point you feel like you are not a good person, you're not a good mom. How can you let your baby get to that stage where she has to be delivered early? So the baby was there in the incubator. So the doctor comes and tells me, in fact, the baby is now breathing well. She wasn't breathing well. I've just done a procedure on her. So I'm like, again.
Yes, actually, that's the baby right there. If you can hear cries in the studio, that is her right there.
So I'm like, what? It means this baby is not fine. So I call my in-law who used to work in a nursery.
Okay.
I tell her, I've just seen the baby. Then she tells me, the baby is fine. I've called them and they've told me the baby is doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
So for you, it's not linking how you're telling me the baby is fine, but I'm seeing all these tubes.
Yeah.
You're telling me the baby is breathing well, but I'm seeing oxygen
Oxygen,
mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she tells me, you know, the first 72 hours are the risky part.
toughest,
Yeah.
okay.
So what you're going to do, just pray. So the thing that she told me is just pray for your baby.
Yeah, because that's actually all you can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. But she told me, but the doctor who is handling your baby, I know her, she does a very good job. Yeah. So I had faith that my baby is going to be well. So
Amen,
that time
yeah.
I started praying.
Yes.
Actually, each time I could see a shadow on my door because I was still in the ward, I just felt, okay, they're coming to call me. Something has happened to the baby.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in the maternity wing. Other mothers, you can hear babies crying because they've just been delivered.
They have their
Yeah.
babies with them.
I go out when I'm going to the washrooms. I see, you know, you can see the other room. You see they are holding the baby. People are seated around. On my bed, people are just with me, telling me, you know, everything will be fine. I can't see my baby. There's a cot beside there. The baby is not in. So I'm like, each time I could just wake up and like, oh, Mom, please pray for my baby. So it was really an emotional duration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during that time, I was admitted for around 7 days. Then I was discharged.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was told you're going to leave your baby here. Your baby will stay for around 8 weeks
Yes.
in the nursery while you'll be at home. But you'll be having to be expressing milk for her.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then you'll be coming every day, or how often were you meant to now visit the
You're
baby?
supposed to come every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you
Actually,
have...
even your motherly instincts cannot allow you to stay.
Yeah, even when you're being told to leave the baby of Mercy, you're like,
It was
please,
so
I would
tough.
love to stay.
I think it was the worst experience.
I'm curious. So the baby came early, but you had breast milk come?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like the body
It
also
took,
adjusts.
yeah. I think it was just after 2 days
Then the milk
I
came.
had, yeah.
You know, I find
It
this
was
whole
too
thing
much.
so amazing because you'd think the milk would have come now at the 40th week when the baby was actually meant to come.
So
It's
I
like
think
the body realizes, oh yeah, the baby has come. We need to start producing that milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so my milk production was okay.
Yeah.
It was fine during the first weeks.
So how was the baby taking that milk?
So during the first 2 days, the baby was not given any milk. Then on the 3rd day, I think, is when they started introducing 1 ml.
1 ml, that's not
It's
even
not even
a
a
teaspoon.
spoon. It's not,
Yeah.
because a teaspoon is 5.
Yes.
Yeah. So they try 1 ml. If the baby digests, they continue adding.
Wow. So they try with what?
I
What were
see-
they using?
There was a tube. I don't know how it's I've forgotten the name.
I'm sure by then you are literally a doctor as well. You knew all those terms. It's okay.
Yeah.
So they use a tube.
Yeah,
You can
there's a
just
tube that
describe
is
it.
connected either
Okay.
through the mouth or
Okay.
through the nose. Then
Yes.
it goes up to the tummy.
Aha.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
where they
they
put the
used.
tiny amount of milk
Yeah.
to go through.
So it's like it's a pipe, a small pipe. So they used to put with a syringe.
All right.
Yeah.
And then as the baby progressed and grew and took this milk, were there changes? Like after the incubator, was there now a different stage that your baby was put through?
Okay, the baby got some complications.
Well, in the incubator?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was born with 1.4 kgs.
Okay.
So normally a baby is okay if he or she has around 2 kgs. That's when they term it's fine for the baby to go home.
Okay.
Yeah, so during that time when she was 1.4, I'm told the lungs have not matured well, the liver is not functioning well, so the baby started getting some complications.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was neck. This is a disease where the intestines start dying off. Yeah, so the baby was starved for around 2 weeks without being given any food. Then she had jaundice. Yeah.
So she had to be put under light?
Yeah. So
Okay.
she stayed in the incubator for around 30 days.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after 30 days is when she started getting better. So when the baby gets to around 1.7 kgs,
Yes.
that's when the baby could be moved to a cot, a
Okay.
baby cot.
All right. Without the pipes, without
Without
any
the
support.
pipes, but we still had the heater attached to the cot. Yeah.
Okay.
So from that time now we see that the baby has graduated from the NICU. Now is going to another room. That room now is where you see I'm now going home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the baby was in that room, that time they start cup feeding the baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during cup feeding, you try to give the baby the milk without the pipes. You
Yes.
start feeding via the mouth using there's a small cup that they use to cup feed.
Yeah.
So you give the baby. If the baby is able to pick that, then now you are allowed to breastfeed the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first time I breastfed my baby, I think she was 40 days.
Oh, wow. 40 days old, like since she came into the world.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that is also the time I was allowed just to carry her in my arms well.
Yes.
Because
okay.
the other time I could do kangaroo, you're told have your kangaroo for 1 hour. You don't
What is
want,
that?
Kangaroo is where you attach your baby
To you?
to your chest,
Okay.
and then now you bond. So you stay, maybe you're covered. So that
you're not holding them like this?
No,
Okay.
you put them on your chest.
Yeah.
Now, just like a kangaroo, I think it's
Yes,
derived
the
from the
pouch,
name.
yeah.
So
Okay.
the baby stays there, gets your warmth, you bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get attached to each other. Yeah. So that process is also very important for a mom.
It is.
Yeah, and the child as well,
And
because
the
at least
baby.
now you feel I have a baby.
Yeah.
Because that time you just seeing the baby in the
In the
incubator, you're
box.
not even allowed to touch them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so at least by that time now, I was now almost going home. I breastfed the baby. She latched so well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So around after 45 days, I was allowed to go home with the baby.
The baby.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what about the rest of the digestive system? Was the baby pooping normally? Was it the normal diaper changes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during the first days, I didn't even know how my baby was having her bowel movements. The first days, of course, when she had complications, there's a time she was not passing stool, she was not passing urine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when the treatment was started, she started passing. But there's a day I went and I saw she had pooped.
Yeah.
I was so shocked because it was dark. So I'm like, why is the poop this color? Then I'm like, your baby has jaundice.
Okay.
This shows that she's removing the toxins from her body. Yeah. So that time I saw the baby, yes, was passing stool.
Yeah.
Then there were some places where you are seeing that you have diapers. Then they're telling you they're taking the measurements of the diaper to see how much the baby is producing. if the baby is really passing urine well or pooping.
So then
they
that
have
would mean
to
they're feeding appropriately and then excreting what they need to.
Yeah. So towards the end is when I was allowed, now mom, you can try changing the baby. So when the baby could have a diaper mess, then I'm called, come change the baby. It's feeding time, you have to feed your baby. Yeah, so the last around 5 days is when they
were preparing you to be at home with the baby alone. So did that now, when you went home, was it now a normal progression, the way your did it now progress normally, the usual sleep, eat, poop, or was it still a different experience?
Okay, so normally when you have a preterm baby, they don't have enough nutrients and so on, the vitamins. So there are some supplements you're given to go with at home.
For the baby or for you?
For the baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we went home, we were given the supplements. So when we got home, I think it was even worse. You know, when you are at the hospital, the nurses are taking care of the baby. Because they just go see the baby, express milk. So I felt that it was a big blow. I was so scared because first the baby is too tiny. Yeah. So you have to carry the baby, you have to breastfeed the baby. You don't even know if she's breastfeeding or she's choking. You know, that time you are just
any small thing.
It's like you've never been a mom.
Okay.
It's just a total different experience. There are some supplements you have to give the baby. Giving the baby those supplements were the toughest. Yeah. So during when I was in the hospital, I learned of a group called Preterm. Yeah, we have our admin, Ruby, and there are also some other moms. Those moms are the ones who have had preterm babies. So that is the group that really assisted me. Yeah. So we had those, they could guide you, they tell you, okay, you're supposed to give the supplements like this. No, mom, even me, my baby was also not taking the supplements. This is what I was doing.
So don't worry. So it was a space where you could work with other moms together, you could ask questions, and there were at least different moms who had been there before. So you were made to feel, don't worry, that's normal.
Because you know, other people are telling you, the nurses, the doctors are telling you, no, the baby will be okay, just give the supplements. Then you're like, you've not been in this place.
And the baby
now when
now
it's someone
is not taking this supplement.
Is not taking. In fact, like mine, she just used to choke every time I give her. So it was really frustrating. So the first days I had to look for a nurse who used to come and assist me. So she could come, give the supplements, bathe the baby, try to cup feed, because they just breastfeed for a short while, then they sleep.
Wow. All right. Unfortunately, our time is about to run out, but I just want us to, fast forward to now. Your baby is 1 year? 1 year.
1 year, 2 months.
1 year, 2 months. And now she's a big girl. When I see her, I mean, I've seen her today, and she doesn't even look like that's the experience you went through at all. So maybe just as we wind up, maybe you can speak to, how this group did it for you, like gave you that comfort to know that it's gonna be okay. Maybe as we wind up, you can talk to a mom at home who probably, is going through the doctor visits that are taking so long, and she's feeling worried, or she has a premature baby, she's at home, she's trying to figure things out. So maybe you can just wrap it up with a word to a mom at home.
So having a preterm baby, I think it's a blessing in disguise. And it's a learning period. Most of the time you learn so much about raising kids, even those that are not yours. So each time that you look at that baby, you see what the baby has been through. It's supposed to give you more energy. More hope that this baby actually is going far. So the baby will grow. Having a preterm baby is not an easy journey, especially because of the financial constraints. You have to have frequent baby visits to see the pediatrician. Because, first of all, don't prescribe yourself any drug. Whenever you see there is any change in the baby, make sure you take the baby to the hospital. That is the most essential part. Always be keen on the baby any changes that the baby makes, visit the pediatrician.
Okay.
Yes, don't prescribe any medicine.
For yourself.
Breastfeed the baby exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always make sure that when you're breastfeeding the baby cannot breastfeed for long. A preterm baby cannot breastfeed like the other term babies,
okay,
because they get tired so easily.
All right.
So make sure that you can express milk and cup feed the baby.
Okay.
Even when the baby is not breastfeeding a lot, just express the milk so that in the near future, as the baby continues to grow,
you have some
milk. You have some milk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
the most important thing is check any changes on the baby, pray for your baby. The most important thing is prayer.
Yeah,
prayer
true.
can move mountains. So
Yes.
pray for your baby. Just always talk positively about that baby. Do not listen to other people. Don't listen, oh, your baby, she's tiny.
So small, yeah.
Your weight, like mine now is 8 kgs and she's 1 year. So don't listen to other people, the negative people. Always just concentrate on your baby and be hopeful, because once you lose hope about that baby, that is when the baby will also start showing
feel, they say
they lose their energy as well.
Emotions.
Yeah.
All right, Gloria, thank you so much for sharing your story. That was a lot that you have journeyed through, but I can see you're strong now. You've raised, your child is now 1. You have 2 beautiful children, and now you have a story to tell. So keep encouraging other moms. I hope you guys back at home have learned something today, and I hope if you're a mom at home and you have had, the same experience, do reach out to us and share your story with us. And I mean, as Gloria has said, it's a journey that you can get through. So keep pushing, Mama. All right. So join us next week, same time, same place. I am Wendembai. Good night and God bless.
Good night.